And in addition to Dick here, I got this giant sticky thing that you can go around and grab things with. Now, see, you hold the handle here and you turn this back here, and there's a shaft inside the shaft, and it does this and it grabs things. Now, the thought at work was that it was a clinker grabber. And so I looked it up on eBay. Somebody had one. It said coal furnace clinker grabber, firewood grabber. And then another online friend sent me a link to an Amazon device that has a little pistol grip handle that's sold to pick up firewood. Now, in all my 60 years of being alive, I've never had, and I know I've even got one that came with my fireplace kit. It's like a little thing that you operate. It's not a long one that you can pick, and I've never used it. I've never picked up a piece of firewood, burning or otherwise, with a grabby tool. Now, here's a moment of interactivity which I rarely put into my videos. Does anyone out there use a grabby tool to pick up firewood? Why do you do it? I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's probably reasons for it, because they've made these things since the dawn of pioneer days or something like that. So, and here's a vintage example of I was going around trying to grab butts at work with this. Hey! Until I ran into the HR lady. That certainly get me in trouble. Always on the edge, aren't you, Manic Mark? That's right. I was born on the edge. I'm going to die on the edge. What, the edge of oblivion? Probably. More likely than not. Does pointlessness have an edge? If it did, that's where I'd be right now. Howdy, it's me, Manic Mark, coming to you from the bunker system located underneath the art villa found somewhere in the jungles of the Midwest. And I'm coming to you today with a few records and to introduce to you my brand new pet. I invited to brought into the bunker system. It's my full-sized adult Peccary. That's right, I've got a 40-pound Peccary here. It's not actually 40 pounds because he's just made out of fiberglass, but it's a really big peccary, and it's probably the biggest peccary I've ever seen. Well, it is in fact the biggest peccary I've ever seen, or my wife has ever seen. And I keep it down here in the basement, which is a problem because every time my wife comes down to the basement in the morning to get a drink out of the beer refrigerator, not that she's getting beer out of the beer refrigerator, but there's other things in the refrigerator to drink other than beer, but just call it the beer refrigerator anyway. She comes down here and says, "Ah, that's the biggest peccary I've ever seen. It scares me. You got to get it out of the basement." I'm like, where the hell am I going to put it down here? There's no room for anything, let alone to shove this giant peccary somewhere into the basement. I shoved it over there, shoved the peccary over there, I shoved it back there. I don't have any room for a big peccary. You think I would, but I don't. All right. So there you go. This is the giant peccary. What should I name it? Stop it with your ugly. See, you can't even. You really can't even. You can't even appreciate it because it's. It's just. It's hard to. God damn it! See, I'll just have to put a. I'll have to put a photograph of the darn. The peccary. Anyway, that's foolishness. Just make the camera go somewhere else, okay? That's no good either. I just completely. Can you believe I actually shoved a giant peccary into this? And that. Oh my God! It's just insane. It's total insanity down here. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank Doug for stopping by with a platform. He thought about the peccary and he thought, I'm going to do a good deed and I'm going to stop by the Art Villa and drop off Manic Mark a platform which was basically a U-shaped steel platform which would have raised the peccary off of the ground several feet. But Dick, my giant male peccary, has no way for me to attach it to any base. The feet, it has little tiny feet. For such a big peccary, Dick has tiny little feet, and there's just no really, it wasn't mounted anyway, like in an exhibit anyway, that you could, so I couldn't put it out, I can't put it outside. It's too fine an example of a peccary to be mounted outside anyway, unlike the Blue Man, which I think will survive the elements. The peccary would too, but I don't know. I might have to put them outside because I don't have enough room for a peccary to be stored in the house, especially a peccary of this size. Alright, let's go on. You probably saw I haven't got yet to putting this stuff on eBay, so I don't have an update on my treasure find, and except to say that I put the shower head on. I took the other vintage shower head. I bought, how much? I don't know how much. I wish I could remember how much I paid for. Anyway, I took that off and put on the big bulbous for the raining kind. And it's really nice. So we're keeping it. What a great find. I'll sell the other one, I guess. Probably won't. I'll keep a backup shower head as a spare. Oh man, so I went to half price, full price books. They've been running commercials for some reason. They never did that. The commercials on the radio, Memorial Day weekend, half price, full price books announces they're 20% off sale. Well, that's good for them because they raised the price of the records from 50 cents to $1, so you take 20% off. And it's still more than half price. So it's more than half price, full price books, or less than full price, more than half price, less than full price, half price, full price book. Anyway, okay. So I got a few records which I shall hold up and share. No stories, no other stories. Oh man! Oh, the mistress of Yoga Maggie. I had her today. She's back to replace some of the other. They rotate classes, so she's back. Oh my God! I have to appreciate her, but I was ready to do it too. The thing about the work that I do, it's not like laying pipe. It's not like working out on the highway or building a. But it's pretty heavy stuff, and a lot of bending over, and so. But nonetheless, it's like they augment each other. They work together. So you're getting that exercise, you're getting the yoga, and anything else I can squeeze in, because you want to have a variety. And so today, yoga and mistress of Yoga Maggie, again, as I said, teaching a class, and she had us do something we've never done before, and everybody was like, ah. When it's really hard, people just laugh, and the mistress laughs too, but it's more like a cute, evil act. I made you do something that you couldn't do. That's right. Her blue eyes, her German blue eyes sparkle. I haven't asked her where she's from. I can't understand a word she says, so I don't want to ask her any questions. Though, but she's very sweet, except she has that little edge about her brutality in class. So she just finds it amusing. When she pushes people over that edge. Anyway, so you got the one exercise where you got to stand on your hands, literally, with your feet off the ground, but you put your knees on your elbows and you raise up on your hands. Now, being me, almost 60, nearly 60, I used to do that as a kid, so I remember how to do it, and I still got the little memory of the balance, and I'm able to do that. I did it for the whole period. Should hold the pose, and I've done it before, and that's fine. But then later in the class, she goes to one where it's kind of the same thing, where you're faced forward, but you turn, you put your hands down, and then you're supposed to lean both your knees with one on your elbow and push over somehow, lift your legs up. So your center of balance is completely different somehow, and it has maybe something to do with the way your waist is twisted, and I can't. But neither could anybody else. I didn't look and then to see, hey, anybody else out there able to do this stupid pose? No, I didn't. I just looked around. And I stopped, and I had to towel myself off a few times because she really worked as hard, the darn mistress, Maggie. Okay, now let's get right to the records. Just a thin stack. That's why I'm filling it in with stories. Thin stack of records. Maybe I'll come up with another story because it's been a whole darn week. Do you want to get funky with me? Peter Brown. It's a Peter Brown cover, sort of a cheesecakey cover with a nipple. You want to get funky with me? It's probably a 1977 modern fusion jazz, something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'll feature a sample from it. I have no idea. I'm going to use you, Peccary. The Peccary's so big that I can lean records against him. He's not going to fall over. I'm going to use you, Dick. Thanks for being here today. Themes from the Jane Brown Thriller, Volume 3. Oh, I was very happy to find this in the dollar bin at 20% off. Roland Shaw. It's just a very sweet, notice that cover. You didn't get enough of them, so we put them on the back too as well. The supermodel. Look, she's doing the same pose on the front cover she's doing on the back. That's pretty funny. We like that pose. Can you do it twice? You're a supermodel. You're getting paid. You're getting paid to do that pose. Oh. On the back cover, it's almost as though the outfit is just not quite pulled up enough. I can't say that any unmentionables are showing, but it's very close. Okay. Put that down there next to Dick. The Rhodes Brothers. This is funny. The Rhodes Brothers and nobody else. Hey, we'd like to be on your album. We'll do it for free. We'll come into the studio. You know, we'll bring an organ and you know, like a vibraphone. And no, we don't want anybody else. This is our album. It's just us and nobody else. Go away. Anyway, looks like a gospel album, but it's not. It's lounge music. Includes a cover of Fever and Black Cloud. But they do Michael Row Your Boat Ashore for some reason. That's the worst. And 500 Miles and Stormy Weather. Stormy Weather. There you go. Probably won't sample anything from that. Speaking of gospel music, it's the Hallmark Singers. The Hallmark Singers, Mark 5. It's out of South Carolina. I was going to say Kentucky, but I'm wrong about that. Anyway, there you go. That's a fun cover. Elmer Bernstein's Great Movie Moments. Is that a boy? That's Elmer on the back. Is that a piano player or conductor? He's a conductor. Oh no. Sucked in by the cheap label and the cheap cover. Should we save that one to last? I think we should. And Hal March, speaking of conductors, Hal March. There he is. You know he's a conductor because on the back there's a photograph of the guy with his hands, you know, doing the conductor moves. Hamilton. There you go. Came from somebody who had a collection. They collect nothing but conductors on the Hamilton label, apparently. On Bethlehem, this was just a terrific, it's a shade, a black shade with a hand. Gershwin Shavers and Strings. Orchestra conducted by Cy Oliver. On Bethlehem out of California. I don't know what to expect out of that, but that's an interesting, graphically interesting cover. I enjoy it. Speaking of graphically interesting covers, let's show you on the back first. Arthur Inman, there he is. Giant photograph of Arthur. He's the funniest man alive. Oh. Tunes, bass, violin. Then he finds a violinato. Blah blah. What the hell's going on here? I didn't even look at it. Should have looked at it. Oh, is it going to be a comedy album? I think it's a comedy album. I don't buy comedy albums. Even though they put the most lurid covers. Autry Inman and the Call Girls from the Frontier Club. These comedy albums, because it's not that I don't like comedy albums. You listen to them once and it's like, haha, that's funny. And then you have to put the album away for 10 years before you listen to it again. So if you collected like 5,000 comedy albums, then you could rotate. And probably, oh, I don't remember that. It's funny. I don't remember it. It's like, why do people buy movies? You know, maybe if they have a kid can watch the same thing over and over and over again, and they don't care. I don't know why. It's just like their brain's like, oh, I forgot about that thing I watched. And you go to school, how many times do you watch it? They don't even care. Like, well, what did you do? What I watched that movie? No, it's like I watched it 5 times. It doesn't matter that you watched the movie. It matters how many times you actually watch the movie. Do I know what I'm talking about? No, I don't have any children. Are you kidding? I have no idea what I'm talking about. That's right. I was going to turn that on to introduce my big Peccary, Dick the Peccary, the big Peccary. I forgot to do it. I have to do the video all over now because I didn't turn on the rotating time machine mirror ball. I just can't think things through the way I used to. I thought I washed all the dust off of you. It's a pretty clean Dick. Oh, Dickie Pooh, Dickie Rooney, the Dickster. The Dickster, there you go. The Dickster, the big fat adult Peccary, 40-pound Peccary. The Dickster. The Dickster.
I know that you know where it's at tonight. Let the love come through. It's right here in my arms when I hold you tight. Let the love come through. There is nothing to be afraid of. Our emotions are what we are made of. Don't go, come into my arms. Time is just right and the road is clear. Let the love come through. Oh, your eyes seem to